You know, the more things change, the more they stay the same. So Variety is reporting today that there's a new Star Wars trilogy in the works from X-Men alum Simon Kinberg. Boy, doesn't this sound familiar. So let's dig into this story here. And I'm going to give my thoughts and present with you a little bit more information to help you kind of mold your thinking here. But of course, leave your comments down below and we'll have a discussion about it. So, X-Men alum Simon Kinberg is preparing to visit a galaxy far, far away. Lucasfilm is developing a new Star Wars trilogy with Kinberg set to write and produce 3 films with studio chief Kathleen Kennedy. Oh man, it's already funny. This will begin a new series with new characters after Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, starring Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, Adam Driver, and Oscar Isaac. Concluded with the original 9-chapter Star Skywalker saga in 2019. So this is going to be after Rise of Skywalker, presumably maybe even episode 10, 11, and 12. Though plot details haven't been revealed, of course not. Lucasfilm has disputed the notion. First suggested by Deadline in their initial report of the forthcoming trilogy that Kinberg's movies will continue the story that George Lucas began with 1977's A New Hope, introducing Mark Hamill as Luke Skywalker, Harrison Ford as Han Solo, Carrie Fisher as Princess Leia. Okay, so first of all, Simon Kinberg is the producer and writer of a lot of the old X-Men movies through Fox, right? And a lot of those movies are very, very good. He also wrote Triple X State of the Union. He wrote Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Jumper, Sherlock Holmes. He's done a lot of action films and fun little sort of theatrical times. He also wrote X-Men Days of Futures Past, which I love. Now, here's the big con. We talked about the pros. Here come the cons. He also wrote and directed X-Men Dark Phoenix. He also directed New Mutants. Now, X-Men Dark Phoenix is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in theaters. One of the worst. I hate that movie. In fact, the more time goes by and the more I think about it, the more I hate it even more. It's so bad. And Apocalypse does not age well. And New Mutants felt like... New Mutants was like the last X-Men Fox movie. And it was like, man, they're going to leave this entire Fox Marvel universe that sort of predates the MCU, kind of put food on the plate for the MCU to eat. They're going to leave it like this. And then luckily Deadpool and Wolverine came out earlier this year, and that became like a big sort of tribute to the Fox world, especially during the credits, and I really appreciated that. So, yes, he's not going to be directing these movies, according to this article. He's going to write and produce them. Now, that could be good, but there's obviously the big elephant in the room. How many times have we heard this? How many times since Disney bought Star Wars have we heard so-and-so is getting a new trilogy, so-and-so are getting a new... I mean, let's look at it. Rian Johnson trilogy. Never happened. Probably isn't going to ever happen. Some of them keep saying it's going to happen. I don't think so. The Game of Thrones producers, Benioff and Weiss. Also not happening. Hell, even the most recent Rey movie they were supposed to do. Now the talk internally, and it's been reported that it took too long to get a script. That's not happening. This continues to happen, guys, and quite frankly, I am sick and tired of it. I made a video a few days ago called Apathy for Star Wars, Why I'm Not Excited and Why I Don't Care About the New Show Skeleton Crew. And it's because The Acolyte was so bad, and just every decision they've made recently has been just unpleasant, and just it's too late. It's too late. Like, there is such thing. Look, I've been a Star Wars fan since I was 4. And there is such thing as hardcore fans checking out. I don't need any more Star Wars. I've got my original trilogy. I have the prequels. I have all the great video games and tons of novels. I'm satisfied. Would I like more Star Wars? If it's good, sure, of course I would. But let's keep it real here. And please leave a comment down below because I want to get y'all's thoughts on this in particular. What is the likelihood that this actually happens? They don't have a script. They don't have a story, just like with the Rey movie. Hey everyone, we're doing a Rey movie. Look, there's Daisy Ridley. She's smiling at Star Wars Celebration. No script, no story. Oh, we're ironing out the story. Shouldn't they have the story be the first thing? Now, granted, yes, I know. Simon Kinberg's going to write the story. That's why he got hired. I get it. But how many times have they hired somebody to come in and write the damn story only for Kennedy to say, nope, we can't do it. And then what? Then the inevitable, due to creative differences, so-and-so will no longer be involved. How many times has that happened? It's almost like Star Wars, since the Disney purchase, has announced more movies and canceled them than actually put out movies. What happened to the Rebel Squadron movie with Patty Jenkins? That got shelved. It's gone. And it's mind-blowing, dude. Like, this, you know what this is? Some of you guys who follow wrestling are going to get this reference. If you don't follow pro wrestling, you're not. This is when Tony Khan says, I have a huge announcement. He hasn't done it in a while. But there was a time last year where he did it almost every other week. And then the huge announcements were not that huge. And it became a joke. It became like a parody of itself. So even though I think that Simon Kinberg can write fun action movies, we don't know much about how much he knows about Star Wars, but is it actually going to happen? Is this movie actually going to come out? Well, if we look at the history, the likelihood of it actually being made is actually higher than it actually being made. Meaning, if I were a betting man, if you say, Danny, if you bet let's go even further, $1,000 on this movie being made, on this trilogy being made, will you do it? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say I will bet you $1,000 that's not going to happen, because that's the track record of Lucasfilm. They've announced so many trilogies and so many different things that just never get done. There's always some kind of creative problem. And really, there's been talk in the past of Simon Kinberg having issues with directors and other writers, so it's not like he's foreign to this. Is he going to just toe the company line and give them what they want for a paycheck? Or does he actually want to write something good? I don't know. I don't know the man personally. He's written some fun films. Like I said, Days of Futures Past. I think that's a top 10 comic book movie of all time. That movie moved me emotionally. Bryan Singer did a great job directing it. Then there's the bad movies he's done. Either way, it doesn't matter. The point is it actually happening? I don't think anybody should get excited for this. And I'm not the kind of guy to quell hype. That's not what I'm trying to do here. But don't get excited because it's probably not happening. That's how I feel. I don't want to get excited. They could bring in Steven Spielberg. They could bring in Takashi Yamazaki from Godzilla Minus One, and I still won't get excited because they'll figure out some way to kick him out or to fuck with his movie. What do you think? I would love to hear from you, because I know it's going to be an interesting topic no matter what your opinion is. Even if you think they actually are going to do it, we can agree or disagree. I just want to know why and what makes this different. It just feels like every Star Wars announcement we've gotten since the end of Rise of Skywalker, or even before then. But it got real bad after Rise of Skywalker. See you down there in the comments.